everybody, it's Chugga Conroy. Welcome back to more Pokemon Platinum. Last time, we saved Celestic Town from Team Galactic, marking one instance of us being productive heroes, and for our troubles, got HMO3 Surf, allowing us to cross the water. This time, rather than head off to Kanalave City, our next destination on our adventure, I think rather I want to go all around the Sinnoh region and see all we can see with our Surf HM. Okay, that was really dumb. I'm gonna start off just going through the areas in order, and I do want to let you know there is going to be no story progress in this video, yet I consider a lot of these things very important. There's gonna be some new Pokemon we're gonna be seeing in these places, and if not only that, also some evolution items. So, if you're playing along with us, stick a Pokemon in the daycare while you walk all around Sinnoh. You'll rack up those experience points, and it'll be very worth it. I personally don't think I will, because I'll probably be fighting some trainers myself, but still, if you want to skip them, it would definitely be worth doing if you're just gonna be walking around a lot without doing any fighting. First off, Tuinleaf Town. Aren't you glad we came here? Well, you should be, because you have not seen your mother since Heart Home City, at least I haven't, and I want to stop in and talk to her, because it's been a while. Welcome home, Emil. Are you and your Pokemon healthy? Why, yes. If you would just take a look at my watch here, you can see that we are all in perfect health and not in need of any sort of rest. Mothers, they love shoving steak into your mouth and telling you to scoot off to bed. Emil, seeing you reminds me so much of your father. You two are so alike. Emil, listen, always treat your Pokemon with kindness. Your Pokemon work hard, not for themselves, but for you. Emil. Oh, she's just saying all these. I know that there's like one other, oh, you and your Pokemon are looking good, nothing can stop you now. There's one other thing that she can say that I really want her to say, because it's so sweet. Come on, Mom, stop. I know that parents love repeating their lectures and their heartwarming talks and all that, but come on, there's one. Yes, while you're gone, I go and visit Barry's mom. We talk about this and that. Well, actually, all we do is talk about you two. That is so sweet. It's just such a nice little detail that she can say all those different things when you go home to see her. I love that detail. And speaking of somebody who recently amended a somewhat rocky relationship with, with my own mother, it's just so nice seeing something like that. It's very relatable. So I wanted to give that some time. I also wanted to dedicate some time to Lake Verity, not only to hear this awesome music again, but to just say that this water level is too low. We cannot surf here yet. I knew that was going to come up in the comments, so I wanted to address it before it was. Our real first destination, however, is Sandgem Town. Remember this place? I'm willing to bet many of you don't. You should be ashamed, because it's Dawn's hometown and she'd be very upset. Well, actually, there's nothing interesting in Sandgem Town. What else is new? It's Route 219 that we really want to go to. So I'm going to throw up a Max Repel. There I go saying throw up again. It just sounds really weird when I say it like that. And we can now go to the south. We can get more than, I think it was an X accuracy the first time that we were here. Yeah, whoop-de-doo. So immediately, as I am surfing around, this surfing speed. I have been waiting to talk about this. Those of you that have played Diamond and Pearl understand my pain about this. The surfing speed in Diamond and Pearl, for whatever reason, was equivalent to the walking speed on land. Hoenn, however, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald use the running speed for surf. Why they felt the need to downgrade that from Gen 3, I will never understand. Also, we found a splash plate. The rightful bearer of a plate draws from the plate it holds. Well, that's all fine and good, but seriously, the surfing speed in Diamond and Pearl, it was the worst. Anytime you ever came to an area, or at least anytime I ever came to an area where I had to do any surfing, it was kryptonite for my enthusiasm to play further in the game. If I turned on the game after a hard day and got an area where I had to surf, it was just so much not wanting to do it. I don't know what made them think it was a good idea. Anyway, this guy in his swim trunks is pretty great, isn't he? I love that pose. It's just really funny to me. While we're doing this battle, might as well go over the new encounters on this route because we have quite a few. This route marks the first appearance of an old favorite of mine. That's right, I like Tentacool and I am not afraid to admit it. Yeah, that thing that you run into everywhere you can surf and its every dang encounter on those routes, I actually kind of like. Its type is decent defensively, has some useful resistances. It has some good bulk against special attacks, which is not really all that common in the Sinnoh decks in particular. And it can be encountered at some really diverse levels, so it can be pretty high leveled as soon as you catch it. You wouldn't expect something so common to be useful, but again, it kind of is. I sound like I'm just repeating myself with Zubat here. As a side note, every single route in all of Sinnoh that has Tentacool on it also has Tentacruel on it. So if you're thinking of adding this to your team, you need to only ask yourself, am I willing to hold out for a rarer encounter? But the answer is yes. With a whopping 1% encounter rate, you can encounter Pelipper here. If you wanted to raise Wingull and you want to skip the evolution, and you have lottery levels of luck, you can catch it here. It seriously becomes more common in a later area. I wouldn't recommend grinding it out. It has decent enough bulk and it can stand up to physical attackers even without a type advantage in most cases, but its ability doesn't really do it many favors. Again, I wish it had something better. And last already, only in Platinum, using the Good Rod, you can now catch Lumineon. That name is fun to say, but it's nothing special. Stats are low, move pool is as shallow as the unconvincing square pond that you catch it in. Look elsewhere. It's a shame. It's so pretty. And as a commentator, it'd be so fun to say its name every time I send it out. It really would. Going a little bit further is a Carbos. Again with these generous items. I'm very happy I'm not having to drop any of my cash on these vitamins. I would use that up right now, but I remember a specific item that we got coming up. Oh, I can't go any further this way. That complicates things a little bit. Okay. There are two ways that you can go on this route, and we're gonna have to change which one we are on. Here on the actual Route 221, anytime you want to turn around, buddy. Thank you. There is this item ball with a protein. I was remembering it right. Two bottles of medicine. Pieces of medicine makes them just sound like pills. On the same route. Already worth your time coming here infinitely. Speed, I think I'll give that to Scythe. And attack, I'll say we'll give that to Bodhi. I could really give that to anyone on the team and it would be helpful, but I think Bodhi'd be good. I still feel a little bit bad about giving so many vitamins to Supernovas, so I'm trying to give them to other Pokemon. Now, over here, onto the land of Route 221, we have even more items and even more Pokemon to go over. They really laid it on thick with all the stuff that you can do while exploring. Speaking of which, a pure incense. That is, I'm willing to bet, a breeding item of some kind. Keeps wild Pokemon away, so basically the same as the something tag? I always get the two mixed up, I'm sorry. Those two items are so similar in appearance and in name, I can't help it. Spell tag or shadow tag, shadow tag isn't a bill, never mind. Oh. You, today, I saw it, today's number is 94, show me a Pokemon that is level 94 and you will reward me. You jerk. Wow, if that's not rotten luck, I don't know what is. I think the only way you could get worse than that is if the newspaper guy in Salacion Town told me to go find him a Manaphy. Which, by the way, can happen after you have read that book, because the Dex is like, oh hey, you've seen this in your Pokedex. It counts, right? You can totally find that. Duh, no. Level 94. So once a day, he will ask you to find him a Pokemon of a very specific level. He can give you items if you do this. I certainly am not showing what any of those items are here today. But like the other daily events, I think off screen between episodes, I will come here and at least see if I can do them because, well, I like playing the daily events. In addition to just growing the berries, I do a lot of the daily events. I've already talked about doing the newspaper event each day, but I go to Amity Square, I see what berries I can get there, what items I can be given by that NPC once a day, and what else my Pokemon can find just walking around. I like the daily events a lot. It just adds so much to the game, and it kind of gives me a reason why I can play this game when I'm not recording, so if my playtime is any indication, you can tell I'm having a lot of fun replaying it. TM81 X Scizor. That's an 80 power physical bug type move, and I could teach that to Gallade. It's not a finite TM. We will gain the ability to buy those later, though in the way of type coverage, I'm not sure how much it would help me. It would give me a way of dealing with grass types, I guess, but I already have ways of dealing with dark and psychic. They call me an ace trainer. Allow me to demonstrate the talent that makes me so. Well, it's not like I didn't believe you. You do have the goofy hair color for an ace trainer. While we're battling him, we have more encounters to go over on this route. Let's Staraptor. That's potentially bad. Yes, let's Staraptor. If you're playing Platinum, you finally have access to the Sudowoodo family. Why they made Bonsly accessible through so much of Diamond and Pearl, but just like none of Platinum, I have no idea why. But the point is, it's here right now and you can catch it. The most noteworthy thing that I can say about it that I didn't say about Bonsly is that through use of a heart scale, you can teach Sudowoodo Wood Hammer. And if it has Rockhead for its ability, that's a dangerous combination. Unfortunately, that's about all the use that either of its abilities are going to have in this particular game. It does learn some pretty nice moves though. It gets Low Kick also through a heart scale, it learns some good rock type moves, gets Sucker Punch, gets Hammer Arm. It's got pretty good coverage. Downside is low speed and kind of a poor type. On to more mainstream stuff. If you've been thinking about Shellos, you can now catch its evolved form, Gastrodon! Only in Diamond and Pearl. Seriously, I am getting really jealous of all these Pokemon encounter changes that they got rid of in Platinum. And they got rid of it to make room for Roselia and Sudowoodo. Gastrodon has one of the best types out there, bulk and power. It has Body Slam at level 29, which is roughly the level it'll be caught at. Unlike Shellos, you will need a heart scale to get its better level up moves because its next move after Body Slam is Muddy Water at level 41. Easier stats, but rougher moves than Shellos, so pack some heart scales if you want to use this. And we're getting even more exclusive with the Pokemon you can only catch in Diamond here, Skuntank. For being a tank and only being weak to ground, it definitely gets some points. It also has a lot of HP. It has some nice moves coming up pretty soon if you didn't get Stunky earlier. Night Slash at 32, Flamethrower at 34. Also, hilariously, it learns Explosion leveling up at 64. I can't imagine a worse fate for a Pokemon in battle than having a skunk explode on it. Okay, that's just gross, but seriously, it's a decent tank. Would you believe me if I told you we are just getting started with all the things you can access with HM03 Serve? This might very well be a couple of videos yet. If I can read the sign. Pal Park, a place for new beginnings. Pal Park isn't open yet. We're still setting up. We're getting Pal Park ready. I wonder what you can do there. We'll have to come back to this area later. Much, much later. I think that is all that we can do around here. I certainly hope that I'm right. If there's hidden items, of course, they'll be gone over in the end slate or possibly coming up right now. In fact, probably right now would be the better place to insert them if they are. But that is all that I wanted to grab in Route 221 and 220 and 219. I just didn't realize how many areas we've been through, but the sidebar sure did. So where are we headed off to next? The basement floor of Oreburgh Gate has a lot of water that we could just do nothing with through our past two visits. It's kind of odd how this really small, seemingly insignificant area just has you revisiting it multiple times across your adventure, but it does. We can't get that yet, can we? Well, I certainly hope there's other stuff for us to grab that is not in that corner of the map, otherwise this is kind of embarrassing. And probably won't make it into the finished product because it's a total waste of time. Nothing? Really? Nothing. We've come full circle already, have we? Not even close, but I guess I could have technically started the video off on this note without breaking to go see Mom, but why would I do that? That is one of my favorite little details in all of Platinum. Surfing off on this way, we can find an HP up. Really easy to get, even if you don't go on those other routes. Unless you're doing a speedrun or something, definitely at least come and get this. Why wouldn't you? Bodhi, you can take that. And the next place is right nearby. Just surf on back. Onto my noble steed. I really am riding him now. I can't quite ride off into the sunset on him in this lighting, but give it time. Give it time. I'm gonna be recording for a while if this HM's usage is any indication. We can use Rock Smash to go through this area where we got a TM on our first visit. I think this is where we got Rock Tomb. If I remember that, I know way too much about this game. Contrary to what some people might say, because, you know, I make mistakes too, of course. We can surf up this way. This goes on for quite a while, actually. On this pathway, TM03 Water Pulse, a special water type move that can sometimes inflict confusion. This attack can be very, very obnoxious. If you have something with Serene Grace on it that can learn it, it's definitely a really fun move to at least consider because you'll get off that confusion chance so often. But you've seen me play, and you've also seen me raise a Zubat from the ground up. You know how much I like confusion. On a more negative note, though, one that is going to make me sound like I've hit myself in confusion like 5 turns in a row, what is it with Sinnoh and putting the same HM objective next to each other in clumps like this? Either I have Rock Smash to get through this place, or I don't. What difference does it make if you clump 6 of these things together instead of just having 1 there? All it does is make me have to press A bunch of extra times. It doesn't require any extra skill to get through. It doesn't make for an interesting puzzle. All it does is waste the player's time. I don't get it, and I've never liked this. Sorry. Oh, I guess we also picked up a luck incense. It doubles the money earned from battle, and I guess it's probably also a breeding item because it's incense. Yeah, not really all that special. Okay, between that cut, I think I'm more at peace now. Not only because of this awesome music, but also because I have restocked on max repels. I think that my sanity is relative to how many repels I have. Sounds about right for the typical Pokemon player. At Valley Windworks, you can find the Electrizer, an evolution-inducing item through trading that we can't use yet. We have not encountered the Pokemon that uses it, but trust me on this, it's a good one. You can also get TM24 Thunderbolts. If you want to give a Thunderbolt to any of your Pokemon, be my guest. I'm just personally, well, you know, you can buy that in the game corner, and I've done that already. I don't think anything on my team besides Supernova can learn it, but it's worth checking. Scythe? Derpidius? I'm sorry, just imagining this big bucktooth beaver electrocuting stuff somehow. I know that like platypi and stuff are venomous, and maybe you could say that feels like an electric shock, but just imagining B-Barrel using Thunderbolt sounds hilarious to me. Maybe it's not that funny, but just... that is a move that needs to be depicted in the anime. I would pay to see that. I would buy whatever episode that is on iTunes just so I could see it again and again and again. Sorry, maybe I'm exaggerating. I probably am, but hey, I just think it's really funny. This way is Fuego Ironworks, a whole major area that you might not even see in a typical playthrough. I remember that when I first played Diamond, I wasn't aware of this area's existence at all until I had finished the main story. Needless to say, I was missing out on a lot of things that were really good. Got 2 Weeper berries here, or Weeper. I always try to get the pronunciations right, but the berries do kind of vary a little bit depending on the sources. Always welcome to get some citrus berries, though. Very easy to pronounce and very useful in battle, so it's a win-win for me. As more time is going on, though, I am quickly realizing that we are not knocking this out in one video. We are nowhere near done with all the new areas you can go to with Surf. So I think we're actually going to end things off just before going in here. So next time on Pokemon Platinum, we'll be exploring Fuego Ironworks and seeing just how this kind of place managed to be built so close to Floroma Town. See you guys then.